Hi, this is Eric from longboxreview.com, and this is The Gutters, Comic Book Horror Story Edition. For some reason, I was thinking about this the other day, as I think I was maybe putting some comics away in my boxes, and sometimes when I do that, I think about these issues where something bad happened to them. And they still haunt me to this day. I'm not sure why. It just irks me. And I guess I kind of want to talk about those. So there's these minor things that have occurred in my collection. Like I'll be putting things in my boxes, reorganizing them, moving them around on occasion as I do. And I'll be putting a comic book away, and in doing so, I find an issue of something in the box where it's somehow, when I was putting stuff away, it got shoved down more than the others because I don't have everything boarded in my collection. Everything's bagged, but not everything's boarded. I'm slowly working on that. And I find that the issue is, like I said, shoved down below, and it's bent. So it's curved at the bottom. And oh my God, that really irks me. I've also found just recently, when I was putting comics away, I found some old comics back when I first started collecting in the late 70s, early 80s, where I read them so much, because I only had a few comics in my collection at that time. I read them so much that I stapled the spine to keep the cover and the pages together. Oh, it hurts me to say it. So, those are two minor things. As I find these things, I try to either correct the issue, like with the bent ones. I'll put in put the comic in with a board and hopefully straighten that out. If it's really egregious, I'll replace it just like the ones, if I can, where they're so old though. Where I've stapled them. God, I hate saying that. Just like it's like chalk or fingernails on a chalkboard when I say it. But I will try to replace those. But there are some specific comics that I wanted to talk about where things have happened, and like I said, these things haunt me. They really bug me. So they're my own personal comic book horror story. So one is The Secrets of the Legion of Superheroes. This was number one. I actually had many, many years ago, I don't remember how long ago, but I seem to recall that it was early on in my comic book acquisitions that I got Secrets of the Legion of Superheroes number 2. And so, of course, being a big Legion of Superheroes fan, I had to get the other issues to this miniseries. And this is just a kind of an overview of the Legion of Superheroes, a romp down their history, with a big reveal at the end of it, which is that you find out, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's been so long, but you find out that Chameleon Boy's father is R.J. Brand. And so that's in issue number 3, and I got that at some point many years later. I think I actually got this from Fearless Readers Online, but I could be wrong about that. So then I had issues 2 and 3, and then finally I was able to get issue number 1. Oh no, issue number 1 is where I think I got it from Fearless Readers Online. And so finally I have all 3 issues. I'm so happy about this, and I read through it after getting it, and then I decide, okay, I'm gonna put it in a bag and put it in with the other 2. Well, as I'm doing that, and you have to know, I have started to tape my bag shut instead of folding them in. And so I put the comic in, and I have the tape on the flap, and somehow, I don't know what I was doing, whether I was putting it in or taking it out for some reason, but the tape caught on the back cover, towards the bottom right of the back cover, and to get the tape off, I had to slowly peel it off, and it was taking off the paper. So now my pretty good cover, or pretty good edition of this issue, is now marred by this about 1 inch by half an inch area where the tape caught on the cover. Oh God! So now the collector in me feels like I have to go find another issue 1. Another Legion of Superheroes related horror story. This was, I think, back in 1980, I want to say 84-ish. I could open up the comic and look, but I'm not going to. But this is issue number 305 of the Legion of Superheroes. This is the cover featuring Shrinking Violet. This is a Giffen Malstead cover. Shrinking Violet on the cover in her small size. She's smoking like she's just been shot or something. And you see the booted feet and legs of Brainiac 5, Colossal Boy, and it looks like maybe Element Lad in the background. So I remember this specifically. I came home after getting my comics that day. This is the summer. Like I said, I think it's 1984-ish. And usually what I did in the summer back then, I'd get my comics, I'd come home, I'd pour myself a glass of Kool-Aid, and I'd sit at the kitchen table and read my comics. Well, this day started like any other day where I did that, except when I don't remember if I had read the issue or was about to read the issue, and I somehow knocked over my glass of Kool-Aid. I think it was strawberry Kool-Aid. I remember it being a reddish color, and it spilled all over the table and onto my comics. I think the only one that was really affected was this Legion of Superheroes comic. It spilled pretty much all over the top of the comic. And of course, all over the pages. It would get onto the pages a little bit on the sides. Anyway, I reacted very quickly and cleaned up the mess, and I tried to dry my issue as best I could to get the Kool-Aid off the pages. I don't know how successful it was. I'm looking at the issue right now as I'm talking about it, and it's not too bad. It doesn't look too bad. I remember before, way back then, that even after I dried the pages, they were kind of, you know how paper gets when it gets wet. It's kind of wavy, and so I think it was like that for a long time until I tried to press it with heavier books on top to kind of flatten out the pages. So it doesn't look too bad. I did eventually replace this issue, even though it's not that bad. So maybe I should go ahead and replace that other Secrets of the Legion of Superheroes comic. Next up, these are all DC, curiously enough. Nothing bad, I guess, that I remember happened to any of my Marvel comics or any other comics. I'm much better at taking care of my comics nowadays. But this one still burns me. This is book 1 of Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. So, I knew back then that this was a big deal. This comic was a big deal. But I made the mistake one night of, I had it out. I think I was sitting on the couch in my living room with my parents. They were there. My uncle, Al, was there. He was living with us at the time. I think he was looking for a job in the area. Anyway, I had put the book down and went away from the table, from the coffee table, in our living room. Put the book there, left the room for a minute. I don't remember why. Came back, and my Uncle Al was filling out, I think, a job application. And he was using the back of this Batman: The Dark Knight Returns issue as something hard to write on. I can still see the impression of the ink pen that he used on that application on the back cover. I can make out distinct words. Boy. I got really upset about it, but I didn't want to say anything to him, because he didn't know any better, I guess. It was just this hard magazine. Comics weren't important to him like they were me. So I didn't want to say anything to him, but I guess I was visibly upset because my mom asked me what was wrong, and I said, I denied anything was wrong until later because I didn't want to say it in front of my uncle. And then I told her. I think she thought I was being really silly because it's just a comic book, but it still haunts me to this day. I should probably try and find a better copy of this. It's a little worn too, just from all the years of rereading this issue, but man. On the back of Dark Knight Returns. Finally, here is the worst one. I'm holding in my hand the New Teen Titans issue number 4. It's the one on the cover where the Titans are facing the Justice League, who are looking towards us, the audience, and it says the Justice League of America versus the New Teen Titans. Need we say more? Well, okay, so back when I first started getting New Teen Titans, this is in the second year of its run. I fell in love with the comic, of course, and I wanted all the issues up to that point. So I spent a few years hunting down all of the issues. This issue, number 4, was the first back issue where I paid more than, just a few cents. Comics, back issues back then, kids, were pretty cheap. You could get them for a quarter, sometimes less, depending on the issue and the place that you're buying them from. Anyway, I remember I paid obviously more than cover price. This is 50 cents cover price on this comic. I don't remember what I paid for it, but I remember being very proud that I got this issue. It has a great George Perez cover. This is 1980, it looks like. With the Justice League on it, and they're going to fight. So I thought it was really cool, and I was really proud to have gotten this issue for some reason. And it was in my room, just sitting there, waiting to be proudly read by me, I guess, again, over the years. However, my dad did something with this comic. And in a way, I guess I kind of deserved it. Not really. I would never do this to my kid, I think. Anyway, okay, so let me back up and explain what happened. I came home from school one day, and my brother was there already, and he had a big smile on his face. He's like, "Let me show you this." And so he picks up a pair of scissors, and then throws them at the wall, and they stick like a throwing star. And I'm like, "Oh, dude, you should not be doing that." And apparently he'd been doing it for a little bit before I got there, because there's a few holes in the wall. And this is a time when my parents were remodeling the house. So I guess in a way that made me think it was sort of okay that we were doing this, because I was thinking, I don't know why, but I was thinking, well, they'll repair it somehow. I don't know. I was young and stupid. So despite the fact that I told my brother, "Hey, don't do that," I picked up the scissors, and just one time, I threw it just once. I threw the scissors at the wall, and they stuck, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And I'm like, oh, shit, I should not have done that. Anyway, fast forward to, I think, that evening, and my parents, of course, see these holes in the wall, and my brother, the bastard, confesses everything and implicates me in it as well. And so my parents call us out, and they are going to punish us, well, my dad. And so he decides that the crime should fit the punishment should fit the crime. And so he decides to break something of ours that we love. And so he tells my brother to go get his radio alarm clock, digital radio alarm clock. Now, that's when they were newish, guys. It wasn't something that is so common these days. And so my brother goes and gets it, and my dad gets his hammer and a screwdriver, and he basically breaks the case of the radio, mars it in that way. And that's it. My brother's punishment is done. However, his radio still works. He can still use it. It's just broken. So now it comes to me, my turn. My dad tells me to go get one of my comics. And I remember this distinctly. I'm thinking in my head, oh my God, he's going to do something to this issue of New Teen Titans, because when I bought it, I came home and like I said, I was really proud of it. And I told them all about it and why it was important to me. But I go grab another issue. I don't remember which one, but I grab that issue and I take it out, and he sees it and he says, no, go get that one. And I know what he's talking about. And so I reluctantly go back to my room, grab this prized possession of mine at that time, and take it out to him, hand it to my father. He takes it, and he rips it in half. I was devastated. And then adding insult to injury, my father tells me to go throw it away, to throw it in the garbage. And I did, of course, because that's what I was told to do. I think I cried. I know I was pretty pissed. And so I do what he says. I throw it in the garbage, and I go in my room, and I'm sulking in there for, I don't know, it was a few hours. Can't believe he did that to me. Kid logic, right? And so then my mom comes in and tells me that I can go fish my comic out of the garbage, because she didn't think it was fair that my brother's radio still worked and he could still use it, and I had to throw my comic away. So if I wanted to, I could get the comic. And of course I did. I immediately walked out of that room, went to the garbage, collected the pieces. And then I think, I don't remember if I did it that night, but I did end up basically cleaning off the garbage that was on it. And I taped every page back together, just so I had that issue still. And for some reason, I still have it. I don't know why. I guess it's a good story, after all. So, if you're listening to this, and you think you're going to do something stupid or crazy, don't do it, because someone in your life, whether it be your parents, a friend, a trusted someone in your life, may betray you and ruin your comic. That's my public service announcement. So I'm curious, do any of you have any comic book horror stories that you would like to share? You can always send me email and let me know these horror stories by emailing me at longboxreview@gmail.com. Or you can leave comments at the blog, longboxreview.com. I hope you enjoyed these horrific tales of comic book memedom, if you will. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye.